Hi, I'm Ellen Medlock, and I'm here in the studio today to acquaint you with one of my company's most popular creations, and that's been for us the Interchangeable Bag series. They started in 2005 actually with the smallest, the Interchangeable 1, and have grown now to the Interchangeable 2, Interchangeable 3, and Interchangeable 4. They all have their own separate look or style. They're all meant to go on their own bag frame. So when I say interchangeable, what I mean is the little secret here. The interchangeability feature comes in when we interchange different bag bottoms and use the hardware over and over. So on every pattern says one bag, one handle, many bags, and that's because once you have your pattern and your frame, you could literally make hundreds of bag bottoms, say different ones for different seasons or different holidays, and change them out, because the secret is I don't know if you can see this, but I'll show you on the hardware in a moment. There is a little cap that sits on a rod, and during construction of these bags you don't realize it, but you've created a little rod pocket, and each one has a different way that the rod pocket comes into play, but it is there, it's written into the construction, and what you're doing is simply threading it through the rod pocket. Say that's an Interchangeable 2, and I'm showing you the raw frame now. This is an 8-inch frame. I should mention also that this is a 6-inch frame on the Interchangeable 1, and I'll go into a few differences between them in a moment. Some of the differences between the different interchangeables now that you know the secret of how they all work. The 6-inch Interchangeable 1, the pattern looks like this. It has a purple cover, and really it's probably the easiest one for a bag beginner to make, because it has, the construction is such that you do not piece in your side gusset. So the construction is made a little bit simpler. You're not cutting as many pieces for this bag, and it basically forms its own side gusset when it is gathered on the rod, and it is highly gathered. Now on the Interchangeable 2, I wanted to point out a few things about its construction. As I mentioned, it's on the 8-inch Interchangeable 2 handle. You cannot interchange this pattern, this actual pattern, with this interchangeable one, it has to be, I get this question a lot, it has to be on the interchangeable 2 frame. This style is not as highly gathered across the rod, so it kind of lends itself well to a graphic fabric such as this one, where you might want to showcase a certain piece of fabric, a certain design or pattern. And that also makes your pockets a little bit more accessible as well, which I like, and there is a lot of room for your hand to go in here. This one is probably a step up in difficulty from the number 1. The number 2 does have a side piece that you'll be cutting to create the actual side gusset. So I would put it, if this is easy, I would say this is, you know, medium difficulty. Okay, now I want to move on to the number 3, which is a very simple, more simple than the interchangeable one. This is what the frame looks like. It's, if I remember right, I think it's about a 4 or 5 inch frame. Let me just check right now while we're doing this. Yep, actually this is a 5. And right now I only have this in gold, and again you can see the little rods. This one does need to have a chain on it. The interchangeable 3 needs to have a chain paired with it, and these are showing our 45 inch chain in both, I think here's a silver and here's a gold, but at the moment we do have the gold 45 inch. So this is how they come packaged. When you see your chains, this would be a 45 inch, and we have them in silver, antique brass, black, and the gold. So this is basically like 4 pieces of fabric. You can't see the inside is where the rod pocket is. It's a very simple, I love to start beginners on this one as well. And that is the interchangeable 3, and let me show you the cover. This is the cover. It has orange on it, air. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is the interchangeable 4, and this is the largest. It's a 12 inch frame, and of course it holds the most. Let's see if I can get it without knocking everything over. You can almost see the rod pocket. It's in a little stripe fabric on the front, and the reason why this one was created, and it's big, it is written with a large pocket in it that will accept an iPad, because when this bag was designed, iPads were brand new, and people told us, hey, we love your bags, but we need a big one. We want to put our iPad in there. So this one will accept an iPad, and I want to show you what the hardware looks like. This is the large 12 inch frame for the interchangeable 4, and again, this is what the pattern looks like. These are all bought separately. The reason why I've packaged them separately is because once you have the pattern, you don't need to rebuy this. Every time you make a new one, you're just going to buy more frames, if that makes sense. So at the moment, this one is only stocked in silver. And the chain that I like to put with this is this really nice heavy ball chain, and this is the ball chain. Sometimes I have used the 22 inch link. I've used it on the interchangeable 1 as well as interchangeable 3. It gets a little lost on the larger ones. So and this is our baby. While we're at the chains, I'll show you our 16 inch chains. These would be appropriate for the interchangeable 3, and so I just wanted to show that we do use those on our minnow deer quite a bit, but as far as the interchangeables go, I would only use it on the interchangeable 3. I think I've showed you all the special tricks that these will do for you, and even though you might hesitate to think, oh my gosh, look how much that frame costs, but just remember, you're going to use it over and over again, and if you make one for yourself and you wear it in public, I can assure you that you will have friends and family who want one too. So anyway, thank you very much.